Hey everybody, this is an update on the cryptocurrency, and here starting with Bitcoin because Bitcoin determines the market, right? So we're at a very important level here of the chart structure of Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies as such. So current prices are actually threatening while trying to break to a new high. This is a consolidation. So breaking the consolidation high, this is a very, very important event that should trigger a lot of buy signals into the market. All-time high in Bitcoin. We're just testing the level. So now we basically have two scenarios, game plan that of two scenarios. First one, the bulls shy away and we see a pullback. We didn't see a big pullback yet, only not even touching the 21. So the very minimum thing is a touch of 21 or a 50% pullback, or even a pullback down to the first green line, which was our entry level back here beginning of October. Well, the other alternative is that we actually break away and we start to run. Now, when we start to run, we have to look here at the monthly chart. When we start to run, where could it run to? Well, the first level, obvious level, is the 100,000K in Bitcoin. Well, that's a very important psychological level. If it breaks, you will read everywhere in the news that Bitcoin has reached that level. Well, it's not going to stop there. It's going to overrun it. It's a stop run level, and it's probably going to move quickly to the 150,000 level. Well, from the current price 70,000, well, that's another doubling in price. We have already doubled since the long-term entry signal. Well, that would mean another doubling in price. That's quite amazing. And if that happens, I think the altcoins will do really well. So now comes part two here. If the altcoins do well, like if the second scenario, if we break through, actually the game plan is to more focus on the altcoins. I think the second scenario might come true. Why? Well, because we see bullishness, more and more bullishness into the charts coming from the lower time frames. So let's have a look at the lower time frames. Here on the 4-hour chart, we had an S1 pattern. It worked nicely. Now we've got another S1 pattern that comes from the hourly chart. Let's just drop one time frame. This is an S1 pattern on an hourly chart. And it looks like we're forming another S1 here. Let's look at the 15-minute. It's an S1 in the making, right? So it's very bullish. Well, it could all fall apart. Well, then you have to be very careful. Or we could actually see a continuation of this bullish strength and see a mind-blowing move, right? So big bullish bars on a monthly chart, maybe one or two big bull bars, similar to what we saw here, right? At least, or during the previous bull run, we saw a good number of big bull bars. So what makes me confident that the altcoins will do well? Well, let's have a look at one of those amazing altcoins that are really performing well. Well, it's this one, Rune. It has triggered an entry signal here. Similar to the time when it was for Ethereum, actually a bit later than Bitcoin, and that has a 73x potential. Now it has brought in another pattern on the daily chart, and it has already doubled in price, right, from here. Then there was another pattern, one time frame lower on the 4-hour chart. Now it's putting in another pattern up here as well. We can see it on the 4-hour chart, plus another pattern, this time on the hourly chart. So it really gets scary sometimes. It's kind of mind-blowing how these patterns are clustering and coming up. So now we're looking at Rune at the 1 hour 1 hour chart. So the 1 hour chart, and this is an S1 pattern, right? And this S1 pattern is part of the 4-hour chart. We can see it here, right? This is an S2, the turtle pattern, the futures turtle pattern setup, which would trigger when it breaks here to the new consolidation high. So again, here we've got an S1 within an S2 within overall S1s. So it's basically clustered, right, with a lot of patterns, bullish patterns, and that gives bullish confirmation. And that gives me the confirmation that we might actually break through, that this is not only a test, but that we should break through. And if that happens, well, then the game plan basically is to focus on the altcoins, because the altcoins, they've got a leverage over Bitcoin and Ethereum, leverage of minimum 5, right? If Bitcoin moves 5% a day, while the altcoins move around 25% a day. We've seen it during the prior exponential up legs here. It was very typical. We've seen it here. Well, now we're in a new exponential up leg, and it's going to be very exciting times. Probably for another month, Bitcoin halvening is coming in, and we will see what impact that has. Plus, the Ethereum spot ETF is in discussion to be approved upon.